Review GameStop being a sinking ship USA. The news just keeps getting worse and worse. I don't really know if you could say this is bad news, but let's discuss it.
Skip it up and that up.
So as we know, in mid-April of 2019, there was a newly appointed CEO to GameStop. His name is George Sherman, and he was going to shake things up, get some fresh blood in GameStop in upper management to try to save the company. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. GameStop Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer Rob Lloyd is stepping down. He's been with the company for almost a quarter century, 23 years, and he's going to stay with GameStop till the end of June to make sure the transition goes smoothly. But his position is actually being eliminated entirely, probably to save GameStop a couple coins and to get some fresh blood into the company to think of some new ideas to hopefully save it. I don't know what ideas you can have for a company that has an antiquated business model that can't be saved, but that's what this new CEO, George Sherman, is attempting to do. So let's discuss the people he brought on board. So the fresh blood that will be taking the place of Rob Lloyd goes as follows. We have James Bell, who's 51 years old. He was appointed as the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, and this is effective June 3rd, 2019. Then we have Chris Holmeister, age 50. He's appointed to newly created role of Executive Vice President and Chief Merchandising Officer. That's effective June 10th, 2019. And then we have Frank Hamlin, age 50. He's promoted to the newly created role of Executive Vice President and Chief Customer Officer. He's effective June 3rd, 2019. And the only person, what's interesting about all of this new upper management, the only person who was part of GameStop already was Frank Hamlin. Everyone else is fresh blood from outside of the company, which is something I think George Sherman, the newly appointed CEO over at GameStop, did on purpose. He wants people who think outside the GameStop box, and also too, he probably could pay these people less money instead of what he was paying Rob Lloyd. Let's just keep it real, because GameStop is hemorrhaging money. In the fiscal year of 2018, they lost $673 million. Again, things are not looking good for GameStop. Now, I'm going to have a plethora of articles listed below in the description if you want to read up. I got information from Yahoo Finance, Game Sutra. The list goes on if you want to read more into this. But, you know, I was thinking about GameStop, and they're like the Iceman of 2019. What the hell am I talking about? Well, back in the day before refrigerators did refrigeration units and actually could cool themselves, you used to have an Iceman that used to go door to door and give you a block of ice to put into your ice box. That's how you kept your food cool and kept it fresh. You don't need Icemen anymore, because refrigerators cool themselves and freezers freeze things themselves. They have the technology built into them. Icemen are antiquated. It's an antiquated business that is no longer needed. And GameStop is one day going to be no longer needed. The industry is moving beyond brick and mortar stores. Okay. GameStop's biggest thing, especially during the 7th generation and before, was used games. That was almost pure profit for them. And if you don't have physical games anymore, you can't resell used games. There's literally times you would bring in a game that was relatively new. They'd give you like 20 bucks for it, or maybe a little more for trade-in credit. And if it was a game that was a recent release, they would turn around and sell it for only $5 less than a new copy. That was profit on top of profit for them. And those days are done. And GameStop's whole business model is based on physical media. It's funny, when I first did the Xbox One S All Digital Edition video, I first went to GameStop to see if they had one. And guess what? They were like, nope, we're taking a stance again. The woman who was very nice who worked there, she called around to see. She didn't realize this at first. She's like, no, we're taking a stance against the Xbox One S All Digital Edition. GameStop refuses to sell it because they see that those kind of devices, even though the Xbox One S All Digital Edition is a complete joke, but future devices, which won't be a complete joke, are their demise. And no matter what fresh blood they get in there, no matter which new corporate roles they create, new chief financial officers, new executive vice presidents, so on and so forth, if the company, its main bread and butter what they're based around is no longer necessary, it doesn't matter who you bring in. You can't save them. So I'm sure this new CEO, George Sherman, is getting paid very well to try to save GameStop, but it's not going to work, man. It's just not going to work. I don't know what can save the company. I mean, I went through the laundry list countless times as to what happened to GameStop in 2018. They had the newly appointed CEO, Michael Mahler, who only lasted a few months and said, I'm out of here. The fiscal year of 2018, GameStop lost $673 million. They were going to be bought by private equity firms. Those deals fell through. The third quarter of 2018 alone, they lost $488 million. It doesn't stop. The disasters with GameStop doesn't stop, and nothing can save a company whose entire business model is based around something that's going to cease to exist. I can't even talk. It's so real. It's going to cease to exist in a few years. What can you do to save them? I don't care who they hire. It's only a matter of time until we refer to GameStop in past tense. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Hey everybody, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the subscribe button. Also click the bell next to it to be notified of all of my uploads. And if you want to come check out my live streams, I have a second YouTube channel called RTU Streams where I'll be streaming there quite a bit starting in April. I'll have a link to that below in the description as well. Thank you for the continued support, and I'll see all of you in the next video.